Going live. Is it weird that before I sat down to go live, I wanted to like go brush my teeth? Like I needed to be fresh for you guys. But I just drank some coffee. So you get to spare yourself my coffee breath because you're through a computer screen. Okay, so anyways, today's, this door is bothering me. Hang on. So today's Wellness Wednesday live training is about some really common big mistakes that we make when we dive into like a fitness or a weight loss journey and how to avoid those mistakes. Luna, do you see that? Oh my God. In or out? This is my life, people. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Lay down. Okay, as I was saying, common mistakes that we make when we're going into a fitness or weight loss journey and then how to avoid those mistakes. And I put 3 because in my head I was thinking that I would just talk about 3, but my guess is I'm going to get a little fired up and kind of go on tangents. So it might be more than 3 general, but this is just like big common mistakes that I see and how to avoid them. So let's just dive in. I have lots of notes about things I want to talk about. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing has to do with mindset. And it's this mindset that when you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. And it's going to be all or nothing, no days off. I'm going to eat perfectly. I'm going to go to the gym every single day. I'm going to, do it all. Or I messed it up and then I'm going to do nothing. It's that all or nothing mindset that just like is not real life because no day ever goes exactly to plan. So who are we to think that we can do something perfectly? There is no perfect day. Instead, what we need is to have a plan of action that is sustainable, something that we can adhere to through several days, through several weeks, that allows wiggle room for real life to happen. So immediately before you even start, we need to like check ourselves. Have you ever heard the expression, check yourself before you wreck yourself? That's like my life motto these days. So check yourself before you start and make sure that your mindset is in a place that is committed to long-term consistency as opposed to be committed to like all or nothing gung-ho like perfectionism mentality, because that doesn't exist. And when you feel like you're setting your intentions to be perfect and all or nothing all the time, you're setting yourself up to get disappointed in yourself, to feel guilty, to then want to just fall off the wagon completely because you already ruined the whole day or whatever it is that you're telling yourself. And that just is not how health and wellness works. The way that you keep making progress forward is that you keep coming back to the next healthy choice. So even if you have a meal that's not the healthiest meal in the world, the next meal that you have, you make a healthier choice. It's always coming back to the next healthy choice that you can possibly make. And when you commit to that, as opposed to being perfect all the time, you're actually going to go farther because it allows you to be self-forgiving. It allows you to have an action plan for when things don't go exactly to plan. And that is setting yourself up for success. So first of all, that no days off, all or nothing mentality is like the biggest issue that I see and that I run into a lot when I do consultation calls. And what a lot of my coaching with my clients actually is reminding them that like, you're still on track, even though you had a piece of cake, it's fine. So that's the first thing. So that's mindset. Let's talk about nutrition a little bit. The biggest nutrition issue that I see is probably not a surprise if you've been following me for a while because I talk about this a lot, but it is not eating enough. 90% of new clients that I take on are surprised at how many calories I suggest that they eat every day because they're so used to thinking that you have to eat as little as possible to see results. And eating as little as possible, again, is just setting yourself up for like feeling like crap. And you don't want to maintain something when you feel like crap. So instead, we need to eat the right amount for our body. And we need to make sure that the food is nourishing for our like physical body and also for our soul. It has to be a balance of all of those things. And it has to fuel our body enough to also do the other things that we plan on doing, like working out, like working a job or two, like chasing around dogs or kids or whatever it is. So not eating enough is the single biggest nutrition mistake that I see. And a lot of times, step 2 to that, which is like the secondary, thing that women think they have to do to lose weight, is cutting out carbs completely. So you think that you're not going to eat as much if you cut out your carbs, or someone has told you that carbs are the devil. And that's just not true. The more, like, the deeper I dive into nutrition, which every day seems to be deeper and deeper, is that our bodies run on carbs. Your brain function, your brain's fuel source is carbs. Your energetic fuel sources are carbs. Your muscles run on carbs. So eliminating that fuel source is just, again, setting yourself up to feel like crap. So whether it's like just really low energy, whether it's like your performance at the gym or your performance in your workouts suffers, if your brain's a little foggy, it's because it doesn't have enough energy and it's just trying to preserve energy by kind of powering down. And we don't want our bodies to power down, especially when we're trying to lose weight, because powering down means that they are conserving energy, and we want to burn that energy, and we want to stay active and stay feeling good and energized so that we can stay on this track longer. So the nutrition mistake that I see 100% most of the time, not eating enough calories, not eating enough carbs. So what I suggest, and we get into this a lot in my nutrition philosophy and the way that I teach it to all of my clients, is that you want to eat as much as possible while still seeing the weight loss results that you're looking for. So I have, ways that I formulate how many calories that can be, and I teach you how to meet those calories every day. And it has to do with your body's needs. So that comes into like the actual like data of how your height, your age, and your weight, and your activity level, those things put together. So we establish what your maintenance calorie range is, and then we drop you into a deficit that's a safe, moderate deficit that you can maintain, because it doesn't make you feel like crap, but will keep you reaching that consistent weight loss that you're looking for. Just recently, probably 2 weeks ago, I had an hour-long Eat for Nourishment call. So when I do just nutrition coaching, we do these deep dive intensive calls, and we looked at what this client's maintenance calories would be. So if she ate that amount of calories every single day, she would maintain her weight as she is. And that was about 2,200 calories was her maintenance. And she had this moment where she was like, shit, I have been trying to eat 1,200 calories, which is putting your body into a deficit of almost 50%. A 50% deficit is like a shock to your body system that is going to cause that sort of powering down that I was talking about, because your metabolic hormones literally slow down. So we do want to drop into a deficit, but not so far of a deficit where suddenly we're like cutting our body's fuel needs in half, because that's not sustainable. It doesn't make you feel good. And ultimately, it's going to slow down your metabolism and actually make fat loss harder. So we have to increase the calories to a point where you feel good, you feel energized, and you're still in that deficit. And that is like what I specialize in when it comes to the flexible dieting half of my nutrition approach. So takes a lot of, there's science there, there's a lot of personal experience, there's a lot of experimenting with my own body, working with clients. And that's sort of my specialty, is figuring out that calorie range for you, and then helping to guide you to get there. So nutrition, again, just to recap, biggest mistakes: not enough calories, not enough carbs. I for sure ranted on that one, so that was to be expected. Okay, when it comes to fitness, so we talked about mindset, we talked about nutrition. The third pillar of wellness is going to be fitness. And what I see is the biggest issue when I'm taking on new clients and when I'm just like giving general advice to everyone all the time, is that we are doing kind of random workouts, whatever we can find on Instagram, whatever fitness class fits into our schedule that week, which is fine as long as you're staying active, you're benefiting your health, right? But if you have specific goals of losing fat and revealing like that kind of sexy toned look that we're looking for, we need to train in a way, we need to work out in a way that is focused to those goals. So a lot of people come to me having done a lot of high intensity, like sort of fitness classes. If I don't want to blast Orange Theory, because I think Orange Theory is a great place to start. But if you're only doing those workouts, you're doing one aspect of things, and we're not getting enough well-rounded strength training. You're not monitoring your recovery time as much. Or people are going to the gym and just doing like 30 minutes on the elliptical, and that's it, because they're not very comfortable at the gym. So it's doing these like random workouts that are not put together into a way that actually makes sense for your body and is well-rounded to bring the results that you want. So generally, for a workout plan, you want to be doing strength-focused movements that work all of your muscle groups in a balanced way. So that's talking upper body, both push muscles and pull muscles. That's talking lower body with all the major movement patterns and making sure that all of your muscle groups are being trained equally. And I get a little bit of pushback from that, especially with younger women, in that, you just want a flat stomach and, to fit into smaller jeans. So why do I need to train my upper body? That doesn't seem to be part of my goals. But if the goal is to have a healthy, balanced physique, once the fat comes off, then we need to build the muscle that reveals the structure that we want. And training your upper body is really beneficial for creating a more balanced sort of hourglass shape, for improving your posture. If you saw my Instagram stories yesterday, I was talking about my own posture and how it's gotten better, and how I actually am taller now because my posture has gotten better. So there's benefits to training in a balanced way that go far beyond just the fat loss and just getting a flat stomach and just losing your love handles and all that stuff. So we have to look a little bit bigger in the fact that your body's going to change, and you can decide what it's going to look like when the fat comes off, but all of that has to do with creating balanced muscle tone. So general advice that I would give someone is to make sure that you are doing upper body and lower body workouts, and ideally you're training each muscle group twice per week. So you have to look at the amount of days you're going to commit to strength training and then break that down into a split that makes sense to get all of your muscle groups trained twice per week. But that's the goal. And then the cardio, so the Orange Theory classes or the Zumba classes or the runs or ellipticals, whatever, that cardio should accentuate the strength training so that you're keeping your cardiovascular health high, because we definitely want to keep that health as well. And you're getting the fat loss that you're looking for by using the cardio in a smarter way than just doing endless amounts of cardio. So that's the big fitness thing I see a lot. I'm trying to think if I had anything else to say about that. Again, I'm rambling, but all of these things kind of stack together. And I think the biggest thing is that when we decide we're going to make a change, we try to do everything all at once. And it's so overwhelming, because not only are we going to eat as little as possible and cut all the carbs, we're also going to work out every day, and we're never going to take a day off, and we're going to do all of these things. And it's setting yourself up for overwhelm, for crashing, for not reaching the results that you want, because you can't keep it consistent for months on end, because this is a month-long journey. And I think when we get impatient and we want to see results really fast, we think the more I do, the better. And it's not always the case. The more focused the work that you do, the more consistent your work is, the better. Not volume, not the more kind of trap that we fall into when we really passionately want those results. So the biggest solution to all of those things is, don't eat too little, don't cut all your carbs, make sure that your calories are where they're supposed to be. Don't fall into easy fitness traps, and instead make sure that your program is very balanced. And all of that comes into going with one philosophy, one program, something that is comprehensive and integrated in the way that my one-on-one coaching is, because it's designed to provide all of those things for you. And I think that sometimes we try to piece together bits of information that we hear, from here or there, from this person, that person. And we sort of create our own, mutant, monster of a fitness plan, because we are just piecing together information from different sources. And instead, we need to kind of step back and kind of trust into someone's programming in a way so that we are really, we feel guided. We feel like everything is comprehensive, put together for us. It is maintainable and flexible, all the things that I always say that our program should be, but it's hard to create that on your own, especially if it's not your expertise. So investing into someone to guide you is a huge value, because that all of these things are taken care of, and you can just trust in their process and learn from their process, so that eventually you can put the pieces together yourself without needing so much guidance. So I think that's all I have to say about this. I talked a little bit longer than I was planning to, but I got fired up and my notes were really unorganized. So if you have any questions about anything that I said, if you want me to elaborate on anything, go ahead and drop the questions in the comments and I will totally expand on anything that you need. I have some big stuff coming next week that should be really, really helpful for you. And I'm just really excited to be able to like offer this new package in a way that is going to be really, really like approachable and attainable. So any questions that you have, drop it in the comments. I am here for you first in the Facebook group because y'all are my VIPs. So drop those comments and shoot me a DM if you ever need anything. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.